This 1-minute scalping strategy I'm about to show you actually works for trading Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, you name it, and altcoins and crypto trading currency, it is here. And in this video, I'm breaking down the exact TradingView indicators, Fibonacci levels to take profit and enter at for the maximum amount of profit, and RSI settings so you can spot optimal trades with the best confluences. Let's get into it. So I'm going to show you the exact TradingView tools and TradingView indicators you need, and those settings for those indicators that you can take to your own charts. And I'm going to show you the day trading confluences to look at so you can make sure you're getting in actually good trades and not just some random one-off trades, right? So I'm always scalping Bitcoin and Solana. And my one recommendation to you, if you are just starting out and beginning to learn day trading, please stick to one coin. It is helpful, right, to look at Bitcoin and altcoin at the same time. But please just stick to one coin, because when you're jumping around all these different charts, they'll behave differently, and you want to really get to know those charts. I'm just going to first start out by showing you the exact TradingView indicators. So, right, we're scalping on the 1 minute here, and we want to catch these moves. Now, how are we going to catch these? So a lot of times you're going to want to be awake for market open sessions. This could be Asia, this could be London, this could be New York. But if you're hitting these pretty early moves, you can, especially for New York, sometimes you can hold these all the way to previous day low or high, which I'll talk about as well. But when you're hopping on, whatever time it may be, this does work for any time of day. A lot of times New York will have an afternoon flip, which we saw back here today, right? Not a great flip, but that's because we're in an overall higher time frame downtrend, right? So you're fighting the trend here. This probably more than likely consolidation back and forth while it rests from this big down pull we had earlier today. But we can go ahead, and I'm just going to show you first my favorite tool, Fibonacci retracement here, and then I'm going to get into the other two confluences to look at that are very important so you're not taking bad trades here. All right, so the first tool is, right, Fibonacci retracement off to the left-hand side here, Fib retracement. And you can pull that up in TradingView. And let's say, right, how do you draw the fib? This is a question I get all the time. Sometimes I'll draw it from the middle. It depends where you're seeing it in the trend. But we're looking for points that stick out, right? So point sticks out here, point sticks out here, point sticks out here, point sticks out here. We want to draw from these swing high and swing low areas. So we get the exact entry prices we need to be looking for, stop losses, and or take profits, all based off the fib retracement. And there are two very important confluences after this, so please pay attention here. But for instance here, right, at the top of New York morning, right, if you go to my other videos, I do cover an excellent video on liquidity in the morning. It's highly important in the morning so you don't get faked out, stopped out by New York. It happens a lot. A lot of times I wait for kind of the trend and then I'll take a trade just for that to develop, because you'll get buy side, sell side liquidity all over the place. But let's go ahead, and if you take your fib retracement, I'm just looking at this point here, swing low to swing high. Okay, yes, I draw the fib retracement backwards. That is all right. The only real difference is flipping your 0.618 with your 0.382. Okay, so now I am usually looking to get in at 0.618 here, so I would set a sell limit order, right? We're having a pretty large, a lot of bearish candlesticks coming downward. This is looking more like a short way to me, right? Hindsight 2020, right? But 0.618 all the way down to 1.272. Let's say we see it here. We didn't hit all the way back here. Where would we draw our fib back here? Okay, we're looking at a long now. So on the 1 minute, when we're doing a 1 minute scalping strategy, swing high, swing low for a long position. Now, what points stick out? Okay, points that stick out. Look at the points that stick out. This point sticks out. This really doesn't. This just looks like kind of part of the trend, right? We got a lot of back and forth candlesticks. This point sticks out. Once again, this is just more part of the trend with me. If you narrow up your trading view, you can really see what points kind of stick out. And I'm just going to the nearest swing high to swing low areas. So if we go ahead, play this forward, we'll see if we hit our 0.618 or not here. dabble, just 0.786. So missed trade, did end up going up to almost our 1.618. Let's see if it actually hits it. So did up going up to our 1.618, maybe even a little higher. But that is how we would draw our fib in the middle of the trend. We only came down to the 0.786 level, which is fine. I'm going to show you how to line up these areas better with your fib and what you should be looking for. Now, a key here is really support and resistance, right, with the fib levels. So here, if you draw a line, a zone or a line straight across here with these wicks, you can really see all the way across, right? A lot of people will put a box, I just do a line, but almost a zone, right, around this area of where we could possibly hit at. You'll see we have some of these wicks at the top, right? Here's these wicks at the top here. Here's some wicks coming down through this midpoint, trying to see if we have any, this low wick here. Okay, we have a lower wick down here. So a lot of people will draw like a zone box area around these kind of wicks in this kind of area. As you can see here, you can stretch your box, right? Top of this wick to, you'll see we're wicking through the midpoint of this box. So this gives you, right, a more accurate reading of where you could possibly touch at. And you'll see here, we just touched the top of this zone box, which is interesting, which lines up with our 0.786 level. If you want a higher risk reward, aim for the 0.618, 0.382 area. If you're okay with the lower risk reward and taking that risk, you could certainly do the 0.786, up to you. But you'll see we tapped into kind of that support resistance area pretty perfectly. So this is very important as well. And I talked about this with my group today. But when you're drawing your fib out, you want to make sure these lines, 0.618 here is matching up with some candlesticks or wicks that are going through it. Okay, this means you're drawing the fib in a good place. All right, same with your take profit levels. Are they matching up with resistance? Okay, we do have one spot of the trend here, right? A big part of spot of the trend up here. So I'm trying to see all this as quickly as I can. And when I drill it backwards, I can see where my take profit levels are lining up, where my entries are lining up, and where we could find entry and take profits that line up with the top or resistance of a trend here. Okay. So if you see your fib levels lining up across to the left with candlesticks, this is even better for your trade and where you can look for entry. So we have our fib retracement down. We know where to look for entry. We know where to look for take profit. I'm showing you, right, how to draw the fib, okay? Points that stick out. Narrow up your TradingView chart. Just look, just circle points that stick out to you. Here, this one little, but sticks out, sticks out, sticks out, so on and so forth, okay? All the points that stick out, that's where you should be drawing your fib to. And you want to line it up pretty correctly. So what is the next part of our fib scalping strategy here? I'll just erase this. But if you move to the 2-minute time frame, type in TradingView indicator RSI here, relative strength index. Relative strength index, you're going to set these adjustments, okay, exactly like I have them. You can change these lines to whatever color you want, but I'm going to show you the exact settings I have here for the RSI. So this is the RSI. It's also available in my Discord group with my other fib retracement settings and everything else. If you do need that for free, right? We have screenshots of those. But calculate divergence. We want RSI length at 7. We want close. We want SMA. We want 3. All right. Style, you're going to go to upper band, middle band, lower band, 80, 50, 22. All right. Okay. So all this is important. Feel free to change your lines to whatever color you want. Okay. But those are the settings I have for the RSI. Now, on the 2-minute time frame, what we're looking for are possible divergences. Okay. Now, I am personally usually looking at higher time frames to see where I should take profit at with 1-hour fair value gaps, 15-minute fair value gaps, so on and so forth. But I'm trying to make this video pretty short and sweet here. So if you want to come see me live trade in the Discord group, feel free to join free down below. There is a link. But you'll see here, right? We have a 2-minute bullish divergence. What does this mean? The chart is moving down. We got a double bottom here. So the chart is different than here. We're moving to the 2-minute time frame because 1 minute is going to be less reliable. 5-minute, 15-minute, the higher time frames you go up are going to be even more reliable, right? More accuracy. But if we're doing a 1-minute scalping strategy here, don't expect a 100% win rate. As long as you keep your risk reward in place and your win rate in place, you're fine. So you can have a 30% win rate, meaning you're losing 70% of the time and still be profitable in trading, which is crazy. As long as you have a 3 to risk reward ratio. So keep that in mind when you are trading. Nothing is ever going to be 100% win rate. And if someone says that, they're lying to you. Okay. So, sorry. Hate to say that, but. So let's say we see this bullish divergence here. Next step, you can move to the 1 minute, right? We have a bullish divergence. All right. So now we're thinking long because it's bullish, right? So we can go ahead, move to the 1 minute time frame. I'm also going to pull up real quick on TradingView, LuxAlgo Fair Value Gaps, so we can see the fair value gaps here. Fair value gap by LuxAlgo, right there. It's free. All these are free TradingView indicators you can pull up. So I'll go ahead and pull that up here. All right. And you'll see, what do we see here on Bitcoin? What do we have? 2 minute bullish fair value gaps. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. So next, right? Let's say we see this bullish fair value gap. This is kind of a live chart, but say we see this bullish fair value gap. Second confluence we need is that bullish divergence. This will make us feel a lot better about a long here. Okay, we have 2 confluences lining up. Draw your fib. We saw the bullish divergence back here. We have our 2 minute bullish fair value gap, and we're going to draw this on the 1 minute time frame just so everything lines up nice and neat. Right? Since it's a long, swing high up here with that 2 minute bullish fair value gap, 2 swing low here. Okay. What are you looking for? Entry. Entry. Wow, this one worked out perfect. Should have been in it. Entry. 0.618. We wicked right into it. Take profit. Let's not complicate it. Let's not get greedy. We are in choppy range conditions currently, probably because it's market close, everything's consolidating, whatever. Take profit at 1.272 TP. These could definitely be your other TP levels. And I'll show you a little bit of a trick to trail your stop loss with these take profit levels if you feel like doing it that way. You are your own trader. You have your own personality. Everyone prefers something different. I am not you. You need to find that out for yourself. All right. I am just here to teach you guys and help you learn how to become good at trading. All right, so entry, take profit, you're done. Where does your stop loss go? Pretty simple. We're just gonna set our stop loss, so long position, take profit here, right? I always like the 0.382 area. That's a nice 2 risk reward ratio. A lot of times, if we're coming past this 0.382 area, that signs we may reverse bigger. Okay. It just gives it kind of some breathing room, right? That's a nice 2 risk reward ratio. So we're all set there. Meaning you put in $100 on this trade, you can get $200. You put in $1,000, you can get $2,000. Depends how big your account is really. And if you stay to the end here, congrats. I'm going to tell you a little secret about trailing a stop loss. A lot of the times, unfortunately, we broke this one. I'll show you 2 little secrets and you can pick which one you prefer or back test it yourself. But the first one is we want to trail our stop loss on the 1 minute, right? We're trailing up. We did our Fibonacci scalping on the 1 minute, but we really want to trail this up with 2 minute fair value gaps here. Okay. So if we're trailing it up, okay, we hit this, we have another bullish fair value gap. All through these candlesticks, we don't have one bearish or bullish 2 minute fair value gap, meaning these little boxes here. Okay. No fair value gaps for us. Okay. And if you're having trouble understanding fair value gaps, I do have a video of it on my channel, which explains them a little bit more. It's a smart money ICT concept. People hate it or love it, whatever you prefer. We're all looking at the same areas of where to get in and out at. Pick your poison, as I say. But here we have a 2 minute bullish fair value gap. Once we're breaking past this, which we just wicked past this 2 minute bullish fair value gap candlestick, right? Had you waited for the wick and see how it played out, this one did hold, but this would have technically stopped you out of a trailing stop loss, right? So you would have left with less profit on this trade had you trailed your stop loss, okay? So sometimes That's why I'm just trying to get out. So we are trailing our stop loss with these 2-minute bullish fair value gaps, meaning you can put your stop loss, move your stop loss up instead of that 0.382 area we had down there. Okay. Instead of that area, you can trail it up here. Had you been holding this the whole time, not gotten out at the 2 level, I'll redraw the fib to show you, but you would have been technically stopped out at the 1 level. You would have still had profit getting in at 0.618, stopped out at the 1 level, but not as much as you could have had just taking profit with those fib levels up there. So as you can see, we hit all the way to our 2.272 level almost. Does that always happen? No. But you can simply trail your stop loss up, right? All right, so we started with the 0.382, our stop loss, draw the fib again really quick, but for this long, trail their stop loss, right? Our stop loss, this red line, was here. We trail it up, okay. We're waiting, we get another bullish fair value gap. Now our stop loss is below this 2-minute bullish fair value gap candle. So if it comes back down, whatever, we're fine. We're still in profit. Might have to pay fees, whatever it may be. Trailing it up here, right? Had you not gotten out up here, right? You're getting stopped out at the 1 level. Still in profit, just not as much as you could make, right? All right, so that is how you could trail your stop loss up or down. Same with the bearish example here, really quick. Bearish example, right? Couple of fair value gaps we could trail with, right? Just moving your stop loss down. Let's say, see how far this goes. See if we can get a pullback. Here's a little bit of a pullback, right? Pullback, swing low to swing high for this short. We're wicking through our 0.618 there, okay? Stop loss, right? Right above, technically, this 2-minute fair value gap right here in the 0.5 line. See how it works out. All right, take profit hit at 1.272, so we're done. Could you trail it? Let's see, we're trailing with this 2-minute bearish fair value gap now. So just moving your stop loss down. Let's say you didn't want to take profit at 1.272. Maybe you were thinking the 2 level looked good with the bottom of this trend, maybe this level. All right, all possible areas. So here's our next bearish fair value gap. We can trail it down here. You won't be probably be at break even on this trade if we get stopped out, but let's see what happens. All right, so we wick into that bearish fair value gap. Oh dang, 2 level. Oh, so close to our 2, but we did get another fib line hit at the 1.618. All right, and we had a bearish fair value gap here. Had you moved it down 1 more, we didn't have anything else through there. Unfortunately, moved it 1 more down, your stop loss would be above this bearish fair value gap candle. Technically stopped out there right at the 1. So 1.618, 1.272. Those are usually pretty key areas, and we're still continuing up. Now you're back at break even. So this is why I like to set my take profits at these kind of key levels, match them up with the bottom of trend or something like that. A lot of times I'll match up my take profit levels with a 15-minute gap, fair value gap off to the left-hand side, or a 1-hour gap. So for instance, since we're in such a downtrend here, if we look off to the left-hand side on Bitcoin, and we saw this morning during live trading, but all the way across, what do we see? We have a 15-minute gap here. I believe there was an 1-hour gap as well. Hour bullish gap we wicked into. So a lot of times I'm matching up these take profit levels off to the left-hand side with gaps. Granted, we did have a bullish fair value gap right here on this candle on the hourly, which was from the previous day. We just tanked right through that and came down to this one, which was right at previous day low. So makes sense. But those are other confluences, right? I'm not going to talk on this video, but you could certainly line up with your take profit areas, which I'm always looking for on live trading, so we can hopefully leak the most profit out of a trade, right? That's the goal. But that is 1-minute scalping strategy for you guys. Like I said, please practice drawing the fib. At first, it's difficult, just like anything in life, right? You need to practice. No one's an NBA star overnight or a soccer star overnight. You need to practice these things. Again, it may be confusing, but like I said, look at the swing high, swing low areas and see where points stick out when you scroll up your chart that you could draw your fib from. Longs and shorts all the way through. All right, really quick, the other thing I would definitely look at, hop to a higher time frame, 15-minute, 1 hour, right? see where the trend direction is. A lot of times you're going to have better plays or higher take profit levels on those fibs if you just go with the overall trend direction, right? Day trading, the trend is your friend. So follow the trend as you see here on the 1 hour. All right. Overall downtrend, you can draw some trend lines or even a channel here, possibly see where we're hitting, right? A lot of times we'll come back up, come back down, come back up, come back down through this kind of channel. But we are in an overall downtrend until we break maybe this trend line here, then maybe we could see an uptrend. Go with the overall trend. The trend is your friend when you're scalping. Okay. So if we're in an overall downtrend, just look for bearish divergences and bearish fair value gaps. That would be my goal. A lot of times you will increase your odds of winning just by going with the trend. We could say the same for here on the hourly, right? 1 hour, right? Going with the trend here, okay? So this trend's a little bit weirder. We did break a trend line, but we have been in a downtrend for quite a while. Let's just pull back here. We'll see. But on the hourly, right? Uptrend here. This was more choppy than anything else, I would say. But if you're drawing out your trend lines, top to bottom, something like this, right? We broke this one, came up, just back and forth. That's a lot of choppy price action. But try to go with the trend, okay? On the 5-minute or 15-minute time frame, look at the higher time frames to see where the overall trend is. Because if you're going with the trend, a lot of times you're going to have better take profit levels. You're going to have better plays overall. So that's why you do need to be looking at those higher time frames and see where to hit your take profit levels. Now, please check out the links below. I do have a Discord group, right? Feel free to join, right? It's free. I love live trading with you guys. I love answering your questions. We do have some wins going on. So if you want to go ahead, click the link below to join the Discord group. I'd love to have you guys in there. Ask me any questions you want. I don't care. I live trade in there daily. So if you would like to hop in and see a trading session, feel free to. And other than that, tell me what other 1-minute scalping strategies you think work or don't work down below, and I will talk to you soon.